Pisces. How are you guys doing? So we are having a new moon in Capricorn on the 22nd. So get all your shit ready. Yeah, Capricorn is all about like the energy of like money and success and opportunities, so let's see what that means for you. Lovers, erotica, and sensuality. So, looks very sexual. Let's see. I mean, it's a very sexy card. So, let's see what that means for you. You could be focused on relationships at this time, focused on emotional abundance, right? Abundance comes in many forms. The thing that we view as the most valuable is typically what pentacles are to us, To some people, it's like having families. To some people, it's having money. To some people, it's subjective. It's everybody's 10 of pentacles is going to be different. So let's see what this means for you. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands in reverse, which tells me that you're kind of like headstrong about like wanting things to go down a certain path or happen a certain way. With the 8 of Pentacles, it's like this is the thing that you put in a lot of work or energy towards. With the 2 of Pentacles, though, I do feel a decision to be made coming up pretty soon for you. And, you might have to confront a decision that might be difficult. So let's see, 2 Pentacles is not an easy decision, sorry. It's late. My brain is all over the place. So let's see. So we have King of Swords in reverse with 2 of Cups in reverse. So this is kind of like, well, 2 of Cups in reverse is a breakup or a separation. With the King of Swords in reverse, it's like you don't want to have to like cut somebody off or walk away from a situation, but I feel like you're being kind of challenged or like faced with a decision, It's either acceptance or walking, in regards to life. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Five of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Cups in reverse. And this one's rough because it's kind of saying, like, Five of Wands in reverse is like giving up the fight, right? Or like no longer allowing like your internal conflict to continue. It's like coming to a state of like acceptance, right? Or a realization here. With 10 of Cups in reverse, it's like realizing like what you want and what you don't want in life, right? It's coming to terms with, the reality of something rather than the potential of something. Because sometimes we focus so much on what something can potentially be that we don't really focus on how things have actually been, you know, and we romanticize it. We try to make it into more than it is, you know, and sometimes we're kind of confronted with a reality, and it's like, you know, these reality checks are there to help us grow and help us, you know, develop and do what's best for our own mental health. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. If you look at this knight, it's the only knight in the deck that's not moving, right? All dressed up, all ready to go. It's like this dude looks the part and all that, but he doesn't like come through, right? And it's this energy of like you're having to confront the fact that something's just not coming through for you in the way that you thought it would or that you had hoped. Page of Wands in reverse. This is kind of like realizing that like well, it's kind of like identifying a lack of communication or a lack of understanding, right? There's like a sense of like something being foggy. There's not a lot of clarity on a something here. With the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like there's a lesson that's being missed here, or like a truth that's being ignored. With the Death card showing up, Scorpio energy, this is like, you know, something coming to an end. This is like a cycle ending, or like, you know, this is entering of time where like of transition, right? Death represents like rebirth in tarot because nothing is so what is the word, absolute, you know. And I think that you're learning about absolutes, you know, and about taking things for granted. And not saying that you take things for granted, but I'm saying, like, you know, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, it's kind of like you have this very high expectations for a certain outcome that you're not paying attention to any other potential outcome, and even ones that would serve you better. And I feel like, you know, the universe is kind of making you face this kind of head on. The Hermit in reverse, Virgo energy. This is saying that it's time to bust out of your shell and like do something out of the norm. It's time for you to like get out of your comfort zone a little bit, to experience something new and different. Ace of Pentacles tells me that you might be accepting an offer or an opportunity soon. It's gonna really like be a shift in direction, right? Like having the number 1 or an ace come after the Death card, it's really saying like, you know, you're entering into a completely new life cycle. So like life as you know it is changing. It's not gonna be the same. And that's kind of the beauty in life, is you don't want things to always be the same. You want the evolution. You want the changes, the adaptations. Seven of Pentacles is the energy of waiting, right? Waiting for something to come through for you, especially with the Knight of Pentacles showing up. It's like the energy of like, you know, really looking to your harvest, like what you can gain out of a situation. And I just would like to warn you about that, you know, the energy of waiting or like an expectation or like wanting to gain something out of something. We're meant to love life, right? And when we love things, we don't seek to possess them or own them or control them, right? And if you find yourself in the mindset of trying to do any of those things, then like that's kind of like a check yourself moment, you know, like because life is fleeting, life is changing, life is constantly evolving, people are constantly evolving and changing. You can't expect them to show up in a certain way for you always, you know. And it's a hard one because we want that, you know, that security. But not everyone can offer that security, you know, and this is really the energy of where it's important to validate ourselves and to really find peace within ourselves rather than relying on another person to bring peace to us, you know. It's not their responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility to make our lives better or happier or anything, you know. And if they are in our lives, it's our job to like honor them for the role that they play, you know. Yeah, we have the Nine of Swords with the Lovers. Which tells me Nine of Swords is like overthinking, struggling to go to sleep, struggling to like, or maybe even oversleeping. But it's like just being all up in your head about something, right? And it's in regards to love, right? It's like a hyper fixation on love. So what's your advice? With the Eight of Swords in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse is about seeing the truth about a situation, right? Not just the potential, but like the actuality of like what it is, right? And then with the Tower in reverse, and it's kind of like saying, see this situation for what it is, but don't let it make you fall apart, you know? Like, don't crumble. I feel like people have a tendency to do that, you know, when confronted with a new truth or something that challenges our belief system. Even in regards to certain connections or outcomes, you know. More in the area or department of advice, we have the Queen of Cups, right? That's you. That's your card, Queen of the Water. And this is really telling you to really, you know, stay on top of your emotional state and to really focus on your creativity at this time. When you focus on your creativity and your own like hobbies, your own things that you're passionate about, then you see how other aspects of life kind of fall into place. You know, it's like when you stop resisting, then things happen a lot easier, right? With the Nine of Wands in reverse, this is also kind of like saying like you're not a victim, you're a survivor, right? This is like saying you've had to overcome a lot. You had to go through a lot. But like playing the blame game or like being in a mindset of like feeling victimized rather than feeling like, or rather than, learning the lesson, it could just be detrimental to your situation. With the Page of Swords in reverse too, this is also a card of like no more resistance. This is a card of saying like, don't fight the course of what is to come or how things come. Things just kind of have to happen the way that they do. With the Three of Cups in reverse, it's like, it's almost this energy of like, you're not focused on enjoying life so much as you're focused on what's lacking in life, and if you stay in a lack mentality or a lack mindset, you're just gonna manifest more of that. If you're in a mindset of gratitude and you're constantly grateful for the things in your life and the people in your life, it really changes that dynamic for you, and you'll see that like the outcomes that were resisting you because you were putting up your sense of resistance will stop resisting you. It will, magnetize to you a lot easier. Like it's a lot easier to catch more honeys being fly, Eight of Wands in reverse with the Nine of Cups in reverse is saying like the reason that certain things have been taking so long, or your wish fulfillment is taking so long, is because you're really not trying to enjoy yourself, right? And I know that sounds weird, but part of like your purpose here is to find a sense of enjoyment and really put your love into the world. The more that we're in the energy of gratitude and love, the more we're giving to the world just by breathing, and it's kind of saying like things will happen a lot faster for you if you're in the mindset of like taking initiative and changing outcomes for yourself. If you want different outcomes, you got to do things different, and I feel like you're really being challenged to do so. So let's see. The Hanged Man, obstacles, hang-ups, even obsessions, things that are like getting in the way of your progress is showing up. And this is kind of the energy that you're just in. I could give you all the advice in the world, but you're going to do ultimately what you're going to do. So I'm going to grab the colleague deck. Dharma of Kali. Your most abundant successes manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing. Everything that is happening in your life is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established and you're being led to it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you guys, and I will catch you later.